aside. The male has the babies. Strange but true, I think.
They have a long tail, and they eat like this.
Seahorses, now at the Tennessee Aquarium in Chattanooga.
Tonight's headlines. Scientists may have found source of SARS. Annika Sorenstam battles to keep her dream alive. NASA now says shuttle rescue was possible. Also tonight, how some car dealers allegedly rip off minorities. A Friday consumer alert. His first job after high school will pay $90 million. Why experts say his boss is getting a bargain. And they could win one of the biggest prizes in sports if they play their cards right.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. Just a week after the World Health Organization gave an all-clear, SARS may have surfaced again in Canada. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control late today reissued a travel alert for Americans going to Toronto after health officials there reported 5 possible new cases of the potentially deadly virus. And tonight, CBS News medical correspondent Elizabeth Caledon reports scientists now have a good idea how SARS first spread to people in China.
Scientists now believe these strange-looking creatures called civet cats may be the source of the SARS virus in humans. Tests found the cats carry huge amounts of a coronavirus genetically extremely similar to the human version.
Looking at the genetic information, it looks as if this coronavirus has been jumping from this civet into human.
In southern China, where SARS first cropped up, the civet cat is considered a delicacy, but unsanitary conditions in Chinese markets and slaughterhouses may be the reason the virus was able to jump species. Knowing the source of the virus is important. It means its spread can be controlled with new hygiene measures. While researchers solve some parts of the SARS mystery, others persist. The travel advisory against Hong Kong has finally been lifted, but the virus continues to spread through Taiwan, which is reporting 55 new cases. While investigating the outbreak there, an American CDC employee fell ill with fever and cough this week. It's unclear if he has the virus, but extreme precautions were used to fly him home for treatment.
The chain of transmission is extremely complex in Taiwan, and it may be that we'll never exactly know when or where his exposure occurred.
And now the new cluster of potential cases in Toronto has disease experts puzzled and reminded how little we still know about this emerging disease. Stan?
Elizabeth Caledon, thanks. The Food and Drug Administration today announced the recall of about 100,000 bottles of the cholesterol-lowering drug Lipitor because they contain counterfeit pills. The FDA says the fake Lipitor poses a serious health hazard to consumers. The recalled bottles, containing about 9 million pills, carry repackaging labels from MedPro, a Nebraska drug distributor. This is the unofficial start of the summer travel season, Memorial Day weekend. And the AAA estimates about 29.5 million Americans will hit the highways for this holiday. Another 4 million will travel by air. Motorists will pay an average $1.50 a gallon for gasoline, 11 cents more than last year. And CBS's Mika Brzezinski reports travelers will face tighter security, with the nation on orange high alert for a terror attack.
The problem with protecting this city is that no one can predict when, how, or from whom an attack might come.
We face an unknown enemy willing to strike at an unknown time at an unknown location.
So an extraordinary security effort has been put in place. From the tunnels to Times Square, from the waterways to the subways, there are weapons, searches, and barriers.
We know that New York is a symbol of America, that we've been targeted in the past, and that we have to be extra diligent every day.
But even the best security can't guarantee that nothing will happen. That's why New York has prepared for many different worst-case scenarios. What happens here?
In this particular area, this is our Watch Command, which is our 24/7 operation.
John Odermatt, the commissioner of New York City's Office of Emergency Management, says his mission isn't to prevent disaster, but to respond to one.
We're monitoring fire radio, we're monitoring police radio.
For maximum flexibility, the department has launched 2, soon to be 3, mobile command centers.
How prepared can we really be?
Well, we could be prepared 100%. It depends on what the incident is.
But they weren't prepared on 9/11 when the command center located at 7 World Trade Center was destroyed. So now, backup centers have been set up at secret locations around the city.
Can you show me what it looks like?
No, you're looking at one right now.
This is a backup command center?
This is one of our backup sites that can house over 200 people. If this site were to go down or become unoperational.
Even while New York celebrates Fleet Week, its annual parade of ships and sailors, this city is preparing for an unimagined attack by an invisible enemy that could strike at any time. Mika Brzezinski, CBS News, New York.
House Republican leader Tom DeLay is denying allegations he enlisted the U.S. Homeland Security Department to help crack down Democratic legislators in his home state of Texas. The Democrats had left the state in what turned out to be a successful bid to kill a redistricting plan that favored Republicans. In his first public comment about the controversy, DeLay acknowledged his office did contact the U.S. Justice Department to, as it said, inquire whether federal agents could be used to arrest the Democrats. In the Middle East today, Israel's Prime Minister Ariel Sharon finally accepted the latest U.S. peace plan, the so-called Roadmap to Peace. In response, President Bush said he may meet early next month with Sharon and his Palestinian counterpart, Mahmoud Abbas. But as CBS's Richard Roth reports, Palestinian militants are still on the attack.
Today it was a bus carrying Jewish settlers hit by a bomb in Gaza. Prime Minister Sharon's announcement that he'll ask his cabinet to accept the White House's roadmap comes in a week when 5 suicide bomb attacks have killed a dozen Israelis. Almost a year since its army reoccupied the West Bank. After targeting Palestinian militants for assassination and Palestinian homes for destruction, Israel's not been able to stop the attacks. And there's no confidence it'll happen now, even if both sides start seriously talking peace. Some here say this could make a difference. A fence planned as a 225-mile-long, hard-to-breach barrier separating Israelis and Palestinians. A security dream, a political nightmare. Palestinians call it an Israeli land grab. With trenches and cameras and concrete, the fence dips into Palestinian territory on the West Bank to protect Jewish settlements.
To fix their security problem, they have to understand why they have a security problem. And their security problem comes from an occupation of Palestinian territory. If Israel's serious about the symptom of violence, it has to be serious about addressing the disease of occupation.
The roadmap calls on Israel to freeze the expansion of settlements, but it doesn't decide their future, or say how the long list of grievances between the two sides might be resolved.
From this standpoint, we're going to need fences. We're going to need security forces. We're going to need a strong deterrent.
Wherever the roadmap may lead eventually, Israel's certain its security right now still depends more on roadblocks. Richard Roth, CBS News, Salem, Israel.
In Algeria today, the death toll from Wednesday night's earthquake topped 1,600, and that number is certain to rise as workers dig into hundreds of flattened buildings. One tiny survivor was found today, a 2-year-old girl pulled from the wreckage of her home. But officials say it's unlikely many, if any, more victims remain alive in the rubble. Investigators looking into the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster today answered one of the most troubling questions NASA has faced since the February 1st tragedy. Could the 7 astronauts have been saved? CBS's Bob Orr reports, contrary to earlier NASA statements, the answer now turns out to be maybe.
In the days after Columbia disintegrated over Texas, NASA shuttle managers insisted nothing could have been done to save the 7 astronauts on board. But accident investigators now say if NASA had known early enough Columbia had sustained fatal damage to its left wing, a dramatic and highly risky space rescue could have been attempted. In a report revealed today, NASA said there would have been two options. Columbia astronauts could have tried to plug the hole in the wing with ice, insulating material, and Teflon tape.
Shuttle Atlantis.
The second option would have been even more dangerous, rushing Shuttle Atlantis and a crew of 4 into space for a daring in-flight rescue. Under that scenario, food, water, and oxygen on board Columbia would have been rationed to stretch the mission by 2 weeks, enough time for Atlantis to reach Columbia. Still, critical checks before launch would have been skipped, and NASA would have needed some luck, favorable weather, and a problem-free nighttime liftoff. Atlantis would have been maneuvered into a side-by-side orbit with the crippled spacecraft. With the two shuttles perilously close, just 50 to 90 feet apart, tethered Atlantis astronauts would have retrieved their Columbia colleagues with multiple spacewalks, rescuing them 2 at a time. The last to leave Columbia would have thrown some switches, changing the shuttle's orbit, allowing Columbia to burn up on re-entry, with debris falling harmlessly in the Pacific Ocean. Many space experts say all of this is a hypothetical fantasy. The fact is, NASA did not know the extent of Columbia's damage. But investigators are clearly saying now NASA should have used high-powered telescopes and spacewalks to take a closer look at Columbia's wing. If NASA had known Columbia was doomed, the lead investigator now says, quote, "We would have tried something." Dan?
Bob Orr reporting live from Washington. On a Fort Worth, Texas golf course, Annika Sorenstam fought for her survival today for the right to keep on playing over the weekend in the Colonial Tournament. CBS's Bob McNamara has the latest on the first woman to play in a PGA event in more than half a century.
The record-breaking crowds were back.
It's absolutely a zoo here. From Stockholm, Sweden, please welcome Annika Sorenstam.
A history-making day behind her, but back in the pack, the 32-year-old Swede was in danger of missing the cut.
She expects a lot out of herself. She has been in a lot of pressure situations. This is probably the biggest.
With near-robotic precision, Sorenstam's drives were tightrope straight.
He splits the fairway again.
A birdie chance was collected.
This would be a good start. Get in there. Beautiful.
But when she turned aggressive, she struggled, twice saving par from the bunker.
Well done.
Still, as yesterday, her putter left her short, let her down.
So it'll be back-to-back bogeys.
Yet, despite her troubles, the course called Hogan's Alley for the late legend pro was clearly Annika's alley today. Sorenstam is not the only woman who'll compete in a PGA tournament this year. Susie Whaley will play in the Greater Hartford Open. And the 6-foot, 13-year-old Michelle Wee will play in an Idaho men's event. Still, it is Sorenstam who blazed the trail.
Anyone that doesn't believe in her, right now is just, just doesn't get it.
Sorenstam is still on the course at this hour, and barring a miracle, she will not make the cut. She is 5 over par. The projected cut is 1 over par. Clearly, she's still come out a winner here. Dan?
Bob McNamara reporting live from the golf course in Fort Worth. Coming up next here on the CBS Evening News, CBS's Friday Consumer Alert. She got a car loan from the dealer and says she got taken for one very expensive ride.
Got an itch? Scratching tears up skin. Maximum Strength Lanacane saves your skin from scratching with maximum anti-itch medicine and antibacterial to help kill germs. Lanacane stops the itch, saves your skin.
At Red Lobster, you don't have to use silverware, and you don't have to choose between delicious, succulent lobster, sweet crab legs, and mouth-watering shrimp. Because this is the place that has it all. The best variety of great seafood, always at Red Lobster.
$50 bid, can I get a 55? Ooh, give me 55, come on, I'll give you 55. I got a 125, give me 125. Come on, I'll give you 125. I need a 125.
I've always talked fast and loved antiques. Then I got sick and I had to go on chemo. Doctor told me I might become anemic, maybe feel weak, but it slowed me right down. For the first time in 30 years, I was too tired to work.
Time to go, Charlie.
I had to get my strength back. I asked my doctor about Procrit.
Procrit is for chemotherapy-related anemia in patients with most kinds of cancer. If you're on chemo and too tired to do the things you used to do, talk to your doctor about Procrit. Procrit helps rebuild red blood cells, and more red blood cells can mean more strength.
It's good to see you, Charlie. Good to be back.
Procrit is proven and safe. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo.
Okay, folks.
Let's go.
Call now and learn how Procrit can help you get back the strength you need. Your strength for living.
Yep, I got 2 speeds. Fast and faster.
Women over 50 and men over 40 are waking up to a surprising fact. They're already at an increased risk of a heart attack. Because of age and other risk factors, doctors recommend Bayer low-dose aspirin as part of a routine to help prevent a heart attack. And taking Bayer for your heart is easy. Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen. Ask your doctor about Bayer for many more great days ahead. And try new Bayer Mint Chewable Aspirin. Trust your heart to Bayer.
Some mornings I was so constipated I could hardly make my deliveries. I felt bloated, all knotted up. This one little pill changed my mornings.
Good morning, Mrs. Renner.
New X-Lax Ultra. This little pill with X-Lax guaranteed relief by 8 a.m. X-Lax Ultra. Now my mornings are ultra good.
Good morning. And here's a package for you, Jill.
New X-Lax Ultra for ultra good mornings.
Borrowing money in this country has rarely been easier. Mortgage interest rates are at record lows. Some car dealers are offering 0% financing. Still, some Americans are getting ripped off when they take out a car loan. News correspondent Sandra Hughes has CBS's Friday Consumer Alert.
Every time Michelle Thompson gets behind the wheel of her used Honda, she gets angry. Reminded of the car dealer she claims steered her into an almost 18% loan.
I think they take advantage of minorities, lower class is what they probably deem us as.
Thompson's been working to pay off her car at $440 a month.
It's like half of my paycheck. It's definitely a huge burden.
Thompson fell victim to an industry-wide practice called the dealer markup when she bought her car at this Northern California dealership. The markup happens when a buyer purchases a car and finances it at the dealership, using the dealer's loan company instead of a bank. For example, while the dealership's loan company might quote a 10% loan based on credit history, after asking the buyer what they can afford in monthly payments, the salesperson then secretly marks up the loan accordingly. The profit is split between the dealer and the loan company. Bill Lan Lee was President Clinton's chief civil rights enforcer.
Is this dealer markup illegal?
The dealer markup is not illegal, but what is illegal is charging more to some people because of race or ethnicity than to others.
Lee has filed class action lawsuits against Honda Financing, Toyota Financing, and a car loan company called WFS, alleging each discriminatorily charges its minority customers higher markups than white customers with similar credit. Honda wouldn't comment on the claims, but a spokeswoman for WFS says the company is committed to fair lending and equal credit. Toyota says it does not tolerate discrimination and has implemented a 3% cap on markups. Just this week, Nissan Financing agreed to settle similar claims, paying back some black and Hispanic consumers and offering pre-approved loans with no markup to 625,000 others. Michelle Thompson hopes she will also win back some of her hard-earned money.
I feel that it was wrong and I was just used, and no one should have to go through that.
By the time she pays off her loan, her now 7-year-old car will have cost her $28,000. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Oakland, California.
Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, is he or is he not a good business investment? Nike's betting $90 million he's a shoo-in.
I don't smell him. I'm the only cat left. You know, that Misty always was a prima donna. Mr. Boots, always cuddling with the humans. What a sellout. What? It's all mine.
You'd never know there were 3 cats in here.
3?
This tidy cat really controls the odor.
Uh-oh. Formulated for multiple cats?
Something stinks.
And it's not the litter box.
Tidy cats. Multiple strength.
For multiple cats.
In the old days, athlete's foot meant using Lotrimin AF or Tenactin for 4 whole weeks.
Who does that? Today, Lamisil AT kills the fungus with just 1 week's use.
And keeps you athlete's foot free for 3 months.
Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
For the best protection against water damage, one name says it all. Thompson's Water Seal, Wood Protector Plus Waterproofer for the highest level of water protection guaranteed. Thompson's Water Seal and New Advance, the most powerful protection against water damage.
People aren't just sleeping, they're whitening their teeth a better way. With new Crest Night Effects. Crest Night Effects forms a liquid strip coating that stays on teeth all night, while most of that other paint-on whitener washes off. It's clinically proven to give you twice the whitening. Why waste the night just sleeping? Spend it creating a whiter smile. Crest Night Effects. Sleep your way to a whiter smile.
In national taste tests, more families prefer the taste of KC Masterpiece Original Barbecue Sauce over Kraft Original. So, when given a choice...
KC Masterpiece tastes incredible.
We're talking flavor Kraft can't even come close to.
My girlfriend says it makes my lips taste good.
KC Masterpiece Barbecue Sauce. When it comes to taste, it's the clear winner. And now try new Dippin' Top sauces. Great for dipping nuggets or topping burgers.
You know, heartburn is bad enough. But then, just when you think it's gone, you get it again. That's why I use Pepcid. Just one does it. I take one Pepcid AC to prevent heartburn. It actually stops it before it even starts. Or, after heartburn hits, I take one Pepcid Complete. It starts controlling acid in seconds and lasts all day or all night. Heartburn stop me? No way. Pepcid. Just one and heartburn's done.
Jesse James never even came close to stealing what the Wall Street gang is accused of stealing. Who got him? The Sheriff of Wall Street. 60 Minutes Sunday.
Congress gave final approval today to a $330 billion tax cut. The bill passed the House by a margin of 31 votes. In the Senate, Vice President Dick Cheney was called in to break a 50-50 tie. President Bush is expected to sign the tax cut into law next week. You've probably heard of LeBron James, the Ohio teenager with the reported $90 million contract to endorse Nike basketball shoes. Many question whether any high school player, however great his potential, could warrant such a deal. But CBS's Jim Axelrod reports both Nike and the NBA's Cleveland Cavaliers are betting James is the next big thing.
I know how to play the game of basketball.
Actually, LeBron James is as much a billboard as a basketball player. The #1 high school hoop star in the country. And the #1 pick of his hometown Cleveland Cavaliers. James, note the headband, is also the newest star in Nike's constellation. And at a reported $90 million for 7 years. A rather high-priced one.
Anything less than great, anything less than superstardom, he will be considered a bust. That's how big the expectations are right now.
But let's clear up one thing. Before you say $90 million seems like an awfully big bet on an unproven 18-year-old high school senior who's never played a second of pro ball.
I think from a Madison Avenue point of view, I think it's a great deal.
Marketing experts like Donnie Deutsch see a star who's already sold out 20,000-seat arenas and cable TV packages and think, uh-oh, bargain.
When you break it down on a yearly basis, and when you think about what the upside for Nike can be, $1 billion business just around this kid, I think it's a good deal.
LeBron James may be the third coming, but look at the first two. Michael Jordan meant more than $2.6 billion in sales to Nike. Tiger Woods, $1 billion and counting. If LeBron James is only a fraction as profitable, the deal for Nike is still a slam dunk. Jim Axelrod, CBS News, New York.
Next here on the CBS Evening News, they're playing poker for millions, but they insist the real jackpot is the thrill of the game.
The first major advance for the fastest treatment of athlete's foot is Lamisil AT. Lamisil AT is the first non-prescription medicine proven to kill the fungus with just 1 week's use. Not even a prescription can beat that. Lotrimin AF and Tinactin still expect you to treat for 4 weeks. Who's going to do that? When your feet itch and burn, using Lamisil AT 1 week keeps you athlete's foot free 3 months. Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
We all have to wash our face. Why not use that time to make your skin look firmer too?
Rock introduces Proteint Lift Daily Firming Cleanser. Proteint penetrates to visibly lift and firm skin in just 2 weeks. Rock, we keep our promises.
You bet they do.
So what did the doctor say?
He said my knee pain was from arthritis and to get moving again, I should take Aleve.
Doctors know Aleve works right at the site of arthritis to help you get moving again, like you used to.
Aleve, all day strong, all day long.
Oh, look, it's the guy who falls. Fall now.
Oh, I don't really do that anymore. It's not like I got that insurance.
What insurance?
Aflac. They pay you cash if you can't work when you get hurt. Not that I ever do. Aisle 5 under lingerie.
Price check.
Aflac. That's about it at work.
Aflac.
Since I had my bypass surgery, I have a new outlook on life. I don't sweat the small stuff. I take time to stop and smell the roses. And I enjoyed life's little surprises. And on a more serious note, I take Zocor. Along with diet and exercise, Zocor lowered my cholesterol to where it should be. Zocor is also proven to significantly reduce the risk of heart attack among people with high cholesterol and heart disease. And in the past 10 years, more than 140 million prescriptions have been filled for Zocor.
Zocor is a prescription medication and is not for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience and about any medicines you are taking.
Along with diet and exercise, ask your doctor about Zocor and take care of yourself. It's your future.
In just a few minutes, we'll show you pictures of a freak traffic accident that killed 2 people and sent 2 others to the hospital. That's coming up at 6.
Our final story tonight has thrills, chills, excitement, and for someone, a big pile of cash when the last card is played tonight. CBS's Bill Whitaker takes you inside the World Series of Poker.
Poker player Chris Moneymaker, real name, is making big money at the high-stakes World Series of Poker. He's never played a tournament. He learned on the internet, where he turned a $40 entry fee into more than $2 million in chips today.
I'm the amateur, I'm the underdog, and trying to get to the final table and trying to be the nobody that made it.
Inside Binion's Casino, a gut-wrenching 5-day marathon where a record 839 players are whittled down until tonight one pockets a mountain of chips.
They're playing for one of the biggest purses in sports. The winner walks away with $2.5 million. That's more than the U.S. Open Tennis Championships, the Masters, the Kentucky Derby. With the internet and casinos proliferating, poker's a big deal these days. It's a guilty pleasure of good guys like Man of Virtue's Bill Bennett. It's even used to bring down bad guys. But this is the pinnacle, with poker faces from around the world with names like Slim, Marcel, Dutch, and...
My name is W.C. Pug Pearson.
Pug, who started gambling before Vegas was Vegas, won the pot in '73. Today, poker keeps money in his pocket and a song in his heart.
Whenever I meet with a deck of cards, I lay my pretty money down.
The top players here all walk away with a tidy bundle.
So is it mostly luck, mostly skill?
I'd say mostly skill. It's luck.
But they all insist it's about more than the money.
It's thrilling. It's scary. There's nothing more exciting.
Basically, poker is a microcosm of life.
And anybody can win. At least that's what they're betting.
Victor Ramden is eliminated.
Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Las Vegas.
Deal. That's part of our world. Bob Schieffer will be along Sunday morning with Face the Nation. Later tonight, the first of what will be a summer of 48 hours Friday night mysteries.
A former state trooper is charged with killing his wife and kids.
I did not do this!
11 eyewitnesses swear he was with them. But will 8 tiny drops of blood prove he's guilty? A 48 hours mystery tonight.
For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting from New York. Thank you for joining us this week. Have a safe holiday weekend. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, log on to cbsnews.com. This is CBS.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening. It's a deadly start to the holiday weekend.
An afternoon wreck on Briley Parkway has killed 2 people and sent 2 others to the hospital. News Channel 5's Bob Rainey is live at the stretch of road where the accident happened. Bob?
Well, Chris, I'm just off the southbound lane here on Briley Parkway between Two Rivers Parkway and Opry Mills Road. Just behind me, they cleared the accident scene a couple hours ago from the accident that happened around noon today. And of course, it was a sad situation, a very frightening scene, and a tragedy that could have been avoided.
The witnesses here were doing at least 55 and possibly over, and they said he was pulling away from them.
And at that rate of speed, witnesses say you could see it coming.
I saw the car, they were just had hit, and I just pulled over because I was still on the phone with the police.
It's 55 there, I was probably doing 60. He went by me pretty fast, like I was standing still.
This is what's left of the Nissan that lost control heading south on Briley Parkway. The driver was killed and a passenger